Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we have some very important technical analysis to do because, as you guys have probably noticed, over the last 24 hours or so, Bitcoin has started to correct from $10,000. Guys, as we've been talking about in previous videos, 1, Bitcoin is very much overextended. 2, it's testing a long-term downtrend of resistance. 3, is testing a big even of $10,000. 4, Bitcoin is overextended on the daily chart RSI. 5, the TD sequential is demanding a correction in the next couple of days. So there are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different reasons why Bitcoin ought to be having a correction right around now. But that doesn't mean that it's going to. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down this short-term pullback over the last 24 hours and determining whether or not this is going to grow into anything bigger. Is anything going to come of this, or is Bitcoin about to blast off, shoot straight through the moon, and go to like $14,000? We're going to find out in this video. If you want to find out, I encourage you to stick around until the end of this video because I do have a treat for you as always. If you guys do enjoy today's video, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel when you do that, and I would be very appreciative if you did. Before we dive on into it, guys, I have decided to go ahead and extend the May the 4th coupon code for another 48 hours or 2 days. We had some people asking for me to do that in the comment section of yesterday's video, so here you go, another 48 hours on that sale. If you guys would like to join CT2A, we've had nearly 100 people join it in the last week and a half. If you would like to be one of them, I highly encourage you to jump on in so you can learn technical analysis and get ready to profit in these markets because this is going to be a wild ride of a year. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. So you guys know I love coffee, and here in my snowflake mug this morning would be my favorite new brand of coffee. You guys may have heard of them. They're called Black Rifle Coffee Co. If you guys don't know about Black Rifle Coffee Company, or mbest11x, I think is his YouTube channel handle, I will put both of those links in the description down below because these guys, they're war veterans. They love guns. I love guns. I literally have a 357 lever action Henry sitting in the back of my truck right now, and they happen to make coffee. This particular coffee that I'm about to drink and try for the first time is called Caffeinated as f***, and I'm excited about it. Let's see how it goes. Oh, man. Oh, man. I didn't know freedom had a taste, guys. Whew, I'm ready to go kick some British. Let's get into this. Guys, as you know, over the last 60 days or so, Bitcoin has been in its own little freedom rally, and we rallied all the way from $4,000 to $10,000. That's around 150% return in the last 60 days. Name me another market where you can find those kind of returns. I'll wait. I'll probably be old and gray by the time you find an answer, but I'll sit here and I'll wait. You can't find one? Okay, let's keep going. Guys, you know that I'm very bullish on Bitcoin right now. I think the long term for Bitcoin is looking very bright. The next couple of years are looking fantastic. This halving is going to drive stock to flow through the moon and allegedly going to bring Bitcoin prices through the moon as well. But that doesn't mean that we are just going to go straight up to this, just straight up through the ceiling, you know? For Bitcoin to have that kind of rally, it does need to have some corrections interspersed throughout there so we can reset things like the RSI, the MACD, Heikin-Ashi, so that we can reset the longs and the shorts, the open interest, the bull and the bearish strength, so that the bears can have their day and the bulls can take a breather and go collect more capital. There are many reasons why we need to have short-term corrections. They're very healthy. I've used the analogy many times before of the controlled burn in a forest. It's a very good thing for burns and forest fires to happen in forests, so long as they don't get out of control and destroy thousands of acres. It's a good thing for them to happen because they clear out all the shrubbery, all the bad, and it'll make way for the good. That's why the Fish and Wildlife Agency of your state normally will do controlled burns. I just saw one about 4 or 5 days ago. You guys remember Smokey the Bear saying, prevent forest fires. That actually hurt the forest because they didn't do controlled burns, and burns are important to the health of the forest. So now they do controlled burns. The same thing is true for Bitcoin. We need to have controlled corrections. They don't need to go too far. They don't need to get out of hand and start burning down people's houses, but we do need to have controlled corrections to allow for the bullish strength to reset. And right now, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I think now's a good time to have one. Whether or not we do, I'm going to get to that in a minute. But as I said in the intro, guys, there are at least 5 good reasons why Bitcoin ought to have a rejection right here. 1, we're testing $10,000. 2, we're testing a 2.5-year long downtrend that started at the end of 2017. We have touches here, kind of there, and there. Bitcoin is touching it here on the log chart. This is a very important downtrend on Bitcoin. The countryside of me almost came out and said I would say that that is one of the most important levels of resistance on Bitcoin right now, and it just so happens to be in the exact same spot as $10,000. Not only that, guys, as we said in the intro, Bitcoin hit 80 on the RSI. That does indicate that we ought to have some short-term correction. And as you can see, over the last 48 hours, MACD has started to converge bearish again. Even though Bitcoin has been rallying for the last 7 days, all but one of those last 7 days have actually been red for MACD, meaning that the MACD has mostly been converging on itself, even though Bitcoin's been moving to the upside. That is divergence of price action in relation to the MACD, which indicates that the trend is going to start ending relatively soon. It also means that the strength of the trend is probably coming to a halt. What that is a divergence between the chart strength and the MACD strength, and that almost always indicates that there's going to be some kind of correction. It's a little bit like RSI divergence. In this case, you might call it MACD divergence, specifically MACD convergence divergence. It's naming things is weird, but you get my point. Anytime two things don't line up, you have divergence. Right now, we're having divergence on the chart with the MACD, and that is definitely telling us something. I wish I was an affiliate for this coffee. I'd sell it all day. Black Rifle Coffee Company. Shoot me an email. I'll totally be one of your salesmen. Heck yeah. But of course, guys, it's not all resistance. As I've said in many videos, I try and weigh the bullish and the bearish in both of these videos since I'm only one man, and if this were on a debate stage, I might be the bull or the bear, and the other person would be the bull or the bear. I have to be both so that you guys can get an unbiased point of view on the market. So here are the bullish things to say about Bitcoin. I think the most obvious one is that Bitcoin has rallied 150% in only 56 days, and we don't really have a massive show of force of it stopping anytime soon. Because let me clarify what I was talking about earlier. All of these bearish technical indicators are saying that we ought to have a correction soon, but where is it on the chart? Remember how I was talking about the divergence between the price action and the MACD? Well, guys, there's divergence between all of those technical indicators in the chart also, because as you can see, we've only pulled back 3%, and TD sequential, downtrend of resistance, flat level of resistance, MACD, RSI, many other things, VPVR is one of them. All of these levels are saying that Bitcoin should be in for a correction, and what do we see? 3%. Nothing. The bulls don't care. It's because the bulls are still in charge. That's a very bullish sign for the short and the long term. It does mean that at some point they're going to have to capitulate, but I don't know when that is, and I'm not going to profess to know when that is, because quite frankly, we could have seen that happen a week ago, or we could see it happen a week from now. That's not even the point of this video. The point of this video is to make sure you guys have all of the technical knowledge you need to go ahead and make those conclusions for yourself. I have my ideas, but I'm going to keep them to myself because I want you guys to come to your own conclusions. That has always been the point of these videos, is not to tell you where to trade, but tell you how to find out how to trade. It's much more important to do it that way. So with all that said, let's get to the point of this video's title. Will tomorrow be the end of this uptrend? The reason I say that is a couple-fold. One, this, even though it's tiny, is the biggest correction that Bitcoin has seen since the middle part of April, since right back here. While this is still not very bearish at all, we do see one thing happening on the Heikin-Ashi chart, and that is that we're starting to see the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks get a lot shorter, which means that we're almost guaranteed to have a red Heikin-Ashi candlestick tomorrow, depending on what happens to Bitcoin. I haven't talked about this on the channel in a while because it hasn't happened in a while, but you see this Heikin-Ashi candlestick, you see the top of this Heikin-Ashi, how it's lower than the top of the one before it. Look back here. When was the last time this happened? We saw it happen to a very small effect right there, but nothing came of it. Other than this time that this is happening today, the last time we saw anything like that happen was back here in early April. Lower highs on candlesticks, on the same color candlesticks, are physically impossible on normal candlestick charts. On the Heikin-Ashi, they're not, and they normally mean something. We talk about that in our video on Heikin-Ashi candlesticks and CT2A. Guys, Heikin-Ashi paired with the MACD is one of the most powerful technical indicators you will ever get your hands on. That is another one of the things we teach in CT2A, and the reason it's so powerful is because they both convert each other's bad signals into good signals. When you have a bad signal on the Heikin-Ashi, the MACD is going to rule it out. When you have a bad signal on the MACD, the Heikin-Ashi is going to rule it out, and that is what we might be seeing happen soon, is those two converging, coming together, saying the same thing, because when they both agree on something, that almost always means that a major trend reversal or shift in the market direction is coming. As you guys can see, Heikin-Ashi has taken the first step towards being bearish, has taken the first step towards red candlesticks, and then the MACD at the same time is starting to converge bearish. If the MACD converges bearish for the next 3 to 4 days, then we would see a confirmed downtrend start with Bitcoin being confirmed by the Heikin-Ashi MACD combo. Again, guys, remember, we're massively overextended on the RSI, especially on Heikin-Ashi. Does all of that mean that it's guaranteed that Bitcoin's going to crash and Bitcoin's going to have a Heikin-Ashi MACD convergence and they're going to drive the market down? No, it doesn't, but it's food for thought. One other thing I want to bring your attention to would have something to do with the strength of the bulls and the bears. Take a look at where the longs are. We're looking at 30,000 longs, and where the shorts are, we're looking at 6,300 shorts. Shorts are jumping off a cliff, and honestly, normally you can counter trade shorts in the short term, but in the long term, normally counter trading the shorts is a bad idea. What do I mean by that? Normally, if the shorts are crashing, it might be a good idea to load up on shorts because a lot of times that will signal the end of a trend. Everyone's confident in the uptrend. That's normally around the time that you're going to have some kind of correction. In the short term, anyway, going against the shorts can oftentimes be a profitable way of trading if the rest of your technical and fundamental analysis says to do so. However, on the long term, when you see shorts jump off the metaphorical cliff, the way that we have seen over the last 10 days or so, and we've seen them drop 63%, you know what that means? It might mean that there's about to be a short-term correction on Bitcoin, but it also signals a lot, I mean a lot of bullish strength in the long term. Guys, I have been drilling this into your head for 2 weeks now. The short term, we're looking for a correction coming pretty soon. But that correction might only last 3, 4, 5, 6 days, if even that. Might only be 10 or 15%, if even that. And from there, Bitcoin will bounce off of all these levels of resistance that it's already smashed through like they were paper, and we're going to go to the moon, guys. Bitcoin is looking pretty right now, especially with this halving. The only thing I'm really worried about is a lot of the hype dying off after the halving has come to pass, because I don't think the halving is done being priced in, but when it is, that is a fundamental shift that we're going to need to be paying attention to, and I encourage you guys to be on the lookout for. With all that said, guys, the next several months are looking phenomenally bullish. The halving coming through is great. I'm extremely excited about what Bitcoin's going to do this year. I'm extremely excited about this industry, this space, and quite frankly, guys, bad things have been happening this year, but at the same time, good things happen every time something bad happens. I know it's been a rough year. I know we're all in quarantine. Don't get me wrong, I'm going a little stir crazy also, even though I get to see people almost every day, but everything's going to work out, guys. It's all going to be all right, and it's really got me thinking about something over the last several months that we've been stuck at home. I've been doing a lot of driving. I was out for like 2-3 hours driving yesterday because I go out there and I think, and it's almost like meditating. And one of the things I've been doing a lot of thinking about is my past, where I've been, what I've gone through, what I've done in my life, and where I'm going. What do I want to do with my life? Who do I want to be? What do I want my last name to be synonymous with? What do I want people to see when they look at my face? What do I want people to see when they look at my life and my legacy and my work and the empire of business that we're trying to build here? What do I want? What have I gone through? What can I learn from it? And I think that's something that we can all learn from, is learning from what's happened to us. Guys, there's a lot of people that are joking about like sitting on Netflix and just watching videos every day, and it's not a joke. A lot of people are doing that. I watched 1917 last night. Great movie. I'm a cinematography nerd. I love that movie. But there's something that we ought to be doing other than just watching amazing masterworks of cinematography like 1917. We also need to be doing things like, you know, thinking about where we've been and learning the lessons from them. Because a lot of people, they go through life and they just, they live through an experience. Maybe they live through a hardship, a breakup, a death. Maybe they've had, they've been poor. They've had injuries or some kind of mental health problems. And it passes, and then they just forget about it. Or they keep the pain, but they don't keep the lessons. Guys, I'm here to tell you that there's a lot of lessons that can be learned in your past. There's a lot of things that you can learn from what you have gone through. We've had a few people in the comment section talk about how, like, oh, you're 19. What could you possibly know about life? Well, I know what I know, and I got to work with what I know, okay? And I have been through my fair share of stuff, and one of the things that I've been focusing on a lot in this time is making sure that I understand why those things happened, what I could have done better, why they were good. I mean, I have a ton of great memories. How do I rectify those? How do I replicate those? How do I rectify the bad things I've caused? I've just been doing a lot of thinking about where I've come from and what we can learn from those, because I think it's a mistake to live through life and not spend time thinking. I'm not saying dwelling, but thinking about the lessons that can be learned safely from the pain that you've been through. Does that make sense? Don't let all this time where all of our distractions are gone go to waste. I mean, a lot of socializing, partying, a lot of that stuff, it's on the back burner right now. It's not happening. Hopefully, now is a great time to be sitting up here in your own thoughts, in your own head, and learning something from the things that you have gone through. At the end of the day, if you want to make tomorrow better, the answer is in yesterday. So figure out why what happened yesterday happened so that you can make sure that it doesn't happen again tomorrow, or that it does happen again tomorrow, depending on whether or not you want it to. So guys, that's my little nugget of wisdom here at the end of the video. That's just something I've been thinking about. Hopefully you guys will think about it too, and hopefully you guys will try this coffee. I am not an affiliate for them. I don't get any money for saying this. They're not a sponsor of this channel. We haven't taken a single sponsor in the last 2.5 years. But I do like their coffee, and it's really funny that it's in a snowflake mug. I get the irony there. I really do. It was honestly just the biggest mug I had, and I was like, I just want a bunch of this, so I grabbed it. Anyway, guys, before we wrap out, I do just first want to mention the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, because like I said, we've gone ahead and extended that sale. We had a couple of people in the comment section of yesterday's video ask for us to extend the sale because they were getting some things in order and they do want to join. So I've gone ahead and updated the sale information and everything in the back end, so the sale will be running for another 2 days. If you guys want to join CT2A, now's the time to do it, guys. The price of the Academy will be going up at the end of this month as we're adding all of this new content, and believe me, it is worth every single penny. We have had dozens and dozens of people join in the last week or so, and we're starting to get all of the feedback coming in from those new members, and they are loving it, guys. It's awesome seeing that feedback because it's something we've worked very hard on, we've worked for a very long time on, and it's really awesome seeing that people are enjoying the fruits of our labor, and that really means a whole lot to us, guys. Look, I've been working in cryptocurrency since July 31st, 2017. I remember the day I got in, it was about 8 o'clock at night. I was sitting on my computer in my beat-up chair back in my room, living at home because I was living with my dad. I was actually 16 at the time when I got into crypto. And I saw this video by none other than Crypto Nick, if you guys remember Crypto Nick. I mean, I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know anything about crypto, so, you know, don't get mad at me. It's just a video I saw. It was a video on Genesis mining. I watched it, and I was like, something just happened in my brain. I knew my entire life had just changed. And it's just one of those moments that people write books about. It was insane. I watched that video, and I just immediately, I don't know what it was, I just knew that my life had changed. Guys, I'm not making this up. I'm dead serious. It's visceral. I can feel it. The hairs on my arms are standing up. You see that? I got goosebumps. God, it was an otherworldly experience. I knew that my life had just changed, and it had. It's just true. Everything that has happened in the last 3 years, you can draw all of it back to the fact that I joined cryptocurrency. It changed my life, guys. I'm not just some guy on YouTube selling a course. It really did. It changed my entire life. It changed my outlook on life. I would not be the man I was today if I had not gotten into crypto. My entire love of entrepreneurship and business and self-improvement and all of the great things that I've managed to do with my life in the last 3 years alone can be completely attributed back to me getting into cryptocurrency. And I'm so thankful and blessed to everyone in this space who was there and helped me at the time. It really does. It's really awesome what happened. And I want that to be the same thing for you guys. I want to share that experience. I want to share that life-changing experience of getting into crypto and learning about it and having an opportunity and having something to strive for, guys. I mean it. It really is something crazy. If you guys want to learn technical analysis and learn how to trade markets, you're going to need someone to teach you. Honestly, you can do it on your own if you want to. It took me 2.5 years to do it. I would like to save you some time. The link to do so is in the description down below. Click the link down below. Sign up using the coupon code May4th at checkout. There will be a field there where you can type that in for $40 off. If you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns about joining CT2A, you can shoot us an email at cryptojeb@gmail.com. I'll have that right there. I can give you guidance if you need some help going through the checkout process, or if you have any questions, as always, you can shoot us an email there. Guys, we do have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee. Yes, we do accept Bitcoin payments. And guys, before we wrap the video out, I just really want to come at you humbly and just thank you guys for everything that you guys have done for me. When we started this YouTube channel, I never, in my wildest dreams, thought that it would actually be as successful as it is right now. I always hoped that it would, and I was working my butt off so that it would, but I don't think I ever actually believed that what's happening right now would actually happen, where we're getting 1,000 subscribers in 7 days. I did not think that would happen, but it is. And that's honestly, I mean, I did it, but really it's you guys, because I didn't subscribe with 35,000 accounts. I always make the joke, I only subscribe with 10,000 of them. But seriously, this isn't, I mean, I made the videos, but you guys made it possible, so I really do just want to thank you guys. I really appreciate all the viewership, especially the viewership that's been going on lately. If you're new here, welcome to the family. Hit the notification bell so you can join the notification squad. But guys, that is going to have to wrap it out for today's video. I am running out of the best coffee on earth, so I'm going to have to go and get a refill. Before I go, though, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.